you guys remember the Sephora savings event that happened 2 weeks ago. And your YouTube subscriptions were probably flooded with Sephora videos, some from me. So I did a couple of hauls during that period, and I let you guys know I'm gonna have a dedicated speed reviews video of everything that I purchased during the sale coming up in a few weeks, but I obviously needed to give myself time to test those products. So I'm doing a full face of what I can from the Sephora savings event second impressions video. It's just a phrase, really. I've tried a lot of these more than 2 times, but you guys seem to really like it when I include you in with the camera on in terms of my testing to get ready for the speed reviews. So these products you will see again. It may seem a little repetitive, but some people like being in on the experimentation as we go. So that's what this is. I'm doing a full face of my Sephora haul products as I continue testing them before my final speed reviews on everything that I picked up. So we're going to get a little experimental today. I'm going to do a split face of the foundations that I purchased. I have all of my skincare on and I don't want to put any primer on to change how the foundation wears, so I'm gonna kind of go in on the bare skin with the foundation. Sometimes that's the best way to test a foundation, and I don't do a lot of my speed reviews testing on camera. You know, I'll just do my makeup for the day and I'll pull from my speed reviews drawer, but today is fully dedicated to this speed reviews video because I want to get it up. So we're really testing today. A little bit closer. So one of the foundations I picked up, I did not replace the shade yet. I am so dumb for that because I just went to the mall yesterday. I saw Wicked yesterday. It was really good. I got to see an early screening, except I got there a little too late, so I had to sit, me and my mom, we had to sit in the front row, so I was a little motion sickness at first, but I did get used to it, but it's really, really good if you wanted to know. And I've never seen, this is so unrelated, but I've never seen anything Wicked before. Not the Broadway, not the books, anything. So the storyline was completely new to me, and Ariana Grande was the perfect role for her character. Anyways, that's my 2 cents because I was at the mall yesterday. But I was at the mall yesterday and I did not bring this, which I need to get a new color of the Bobbi Brown Weightless Skin Foundation. I'm gonna just use it again today because I really want to test it. So I got the shade Sand, which if I remember correctly, I've been Sand in Bobbi Brown in the past, so I don't know. I'm gonna use my finger to blend this out on just half of my face. You see why you shouldn't buy this shade? Oh my goodness. But we've got to test this formula. My face is gonna look weird for today's video. I have to say, the packaging on this is so luxe. Now this is really a second impressions for me on this foundation. It's my second time using it because I've been meaning to exchange the color, and that apparently is just too hard of a task for me to do. So now, here we are. It's very, very thin. I'm going to use my BK Beauty HG 101 brush from their newly restocked Holy Grail trio. They gave me a code for their early access Black Friday for 30% off. If you use the code Morgan30, you can get that early access and 30% off, and they just restocked this, and this is included. So I'll have that tagged for YouTube shopping, and then as well as linked in my description box. But anyways, Morgan30. Such a good deal, so I'm going to use their complexion brushes today from this Holy Grail trio. Okay, let's see. It is sticking to my hairs a little bit, but also that's just because it's a light shade, so that really gets emphasized, but it looks pretty smooth otherwise, and it feels very, very lightweight. And then on the other side, I'm just doing a side-by-side because I think it would be fun to mention how they completely compare. The One Size Turn Up the Base Full Beat Foundation, I've tried this a handful of times now, probably 5 or 6. So she's been getting working. I'm using the shade Light 35N if you are a shade match with me. Now this one is definitely thicker than the Bobbi Brown, and it gives more coverage as well. I think the Bobbi Brown is definitely more on the natural side. Now if you're a shade match with me, this is a bit yellow in tone. I was really struggling to find a good shade for me in this from One Size. This gets the job done once blended in, but my critique is it's a bit yellow if you're a shade match with me. But anyways, I'm just using my BK Beauty brush. We're gonna push that baby in. And half of my face is gonna be a little bit too yellow, and the other half of my face is gonna be a little bit too light. My nose is really red because I was being a naughty girl and picking at whatever, they're not blackheads, but whatever those things you push out of your pores. I saw a hack online where you can use like a K-Beauty cleansing oil style product and work them out of your nose. It did not work for me. The best way is to squeeze it and irritate my skin. So yeah, these look like two very different foundations. The Bobbi Brown is more lightweight. It's more thin, gives more of a medium coverage, whereas One Size gives us more full coverage and it's thick. Like, these are completely opposite foundations. So you can kind of decide what you think. So far, I've really been enjoying the One Size. It's definitely more heavy duty. But yeah, I was excited to get the Bobbi Brown on my face. And then concealer, I picked up Pat McGrath concealer in the shade L7, which the tone is so weird. I used to get, I think it was LM5, and this is lighter, L7, LM meaning light medium, and it's an off tone. But anyways, this for the longest was one of my favorite concealers. You see how yellow it is, and it's deeper. Don't love this color. BK Beauty A506, my favorite concealer brush. But this was my favorite concealer for a long time, and eventually they just got old and I had to move on. Just because it didn't make sense for me to purchase more concealers at the time that I had gotten this out of my collection, because there was a phase last year or in the last 2 years where there's just a lot of concealers launching, and recently it finally slowed down so I could replace some of my favorite concealers. Another one that I meant to replace was the Dior concealer, but I accidentally picked up the foundation instead, so I have to go back to Sephora and exchange that as well. But re-reviewing this, I love how thick it is. It really fills in the hollowness of the under eyes. It looks a little drier than I remember, but I think my under eyes are just drier than when I used to use this all the time. But it is really beautiful, very full coverage. Don't love the shade, but I am happy to get this back in my collection. I do want to cover my self-induced redness here. My nose. Okay. Fabulous. Meant to do eyebrows. I don't have a new eyebrow product that I picked up at Sephora, so I'm just throwing on this I'm throwing on this Gucci Beauty eyebrow pencil, which they don't even sell this anymore. They have their pencil one that I think just went over better, but I'm working on finishing this one up, so will not be a repurchase because I can't repurchase it, but I like their actual pencil one better anyways. But this has just been in my drawer for when I'm filming, so I reach for this a lot lately. And then I bought literally two of my favorite brow gels, just the Rare Beauty brow gel. So I have a nice fresh one to pop on today. It's the best brow gel in the world. This is way past the second impression. It's like my fourth tube. So just does the best job. And I'm going to go back in with the Bobbi Brown foundation since it's on the light side. And I'm going to use that to clean up underneath, my brows. And then it's always good to clean up with a lighter liquid product like this on the brows. It just makes everything look more put together. I mean, I'm not doing this on the daily, but it does make a big difference, except when you mess up like that and need to go back in and fix. There we go. Much cleaner. I cannot believe, you guys, Thanksgiving is next week. How did that come so fast? How is it almost the end of November? Gotta go buy the rest of my Christmas decor. It's coming soon. Not something that I purchased, but I recently picked up yesterday the Westman Atelier face contour stick. It's just been a while since I used it, so I used it for my makeup yesterday. And I want to do a nose contour because I did pick up this Patrick Ta for Contour 3 brush, and I like it a lot. I haven't used it a ton, so we're using it today. But I've really loved the shape of Patrick Ta's brushes. They really are so functional for the purpose that they serve. They have like a face version of this pretty much that's bigger. And look how nice this is for a really natural, easy, quick nose contour. I like it a lot, and I'm going to use the fluffy side. I'm going to blend this in, and this Westman Atelier, while very expensive, it's a good shape. It's a good color for nose contour. Not a necessity of a product, but I think Westman Atelier is having a little bit of a moment, no? Let's set, I haven't used this color, honestly, since the haul. I use this powder all the time. I know it's good, so I know I don't need to really review it. But I did pick up a new color of the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose Setting Powder in Sugar Cookie. It's their lightest one because I've really been loving a super bright eye. So I thought this would be good to have. I say that, but I haven't been reaching for this color because I feel like it's for a specific look that I just haven't done lately. But we're doing it today. Especially since my under eye concealer, the Patrick Ta, or Pat McGrath, too many Patricks in the industry. Patrick Ta, Patrick Star, Pat McGrath. Since the Pat McGrath is so yellow on me, this isn't neutralizing as much as I would like. I probably need to do a different undertone if I really want it to correct that concealer. It's not as brightening as I thought it was going to be, honestly. But, you know, it's a beautiful powder. Just going to leave that open. Let's use the NARS Pure Luxury Light Reflect for the hold on. I can't focus. Light Reflecting Cheek and Eye Palette. I was being so strong up until the point that I purchased this because it's not that I was actively avoiding it by any means, but it didn't call out to me when it launched, and I've just bought these NARS palettes from the beginning, it feels like, every single year. So I was like, I'm passing on it this year, I'm passing it on this year. And then something about the air during the sale when I was in store made me just add it to my basket. And honestly, like, this isn't my all-time favorite formula from NARS. It's a little too hard pressed. Like, it's really nice. Like, this is very easy, but I did not need this. Like, that's my speed reviews update. I imagine when I do my speed reviews, it's not going to be too much different at this point because I've gotten in there with some of these products. Not this one a ton, but some of these. But anyways, I haven't really used this shade, so let's use it. I just think it looks so pretty. I'm in debates right now in my head about what I want to use on the eyes because the eyes was something that they're definitely fighting for my time because I got a good number of eye products. But the face, kept it pretty minimal. See how I'm having to really build this up? I don't know, it's just not my favorite formula from them. Yeah, this was definitely not something that I needed, you dumb girl. Okay. But that doesn't mean it's not pretty. Just a little bit of this highlight here. The highlight I do like. I like this formula for this style of application. Okay, that concludes the face. Now for eyes, let me think. I picked up like 3 different Zari eyes. I need to use the Sugar palette is what I need to use actually. I also picked up this Moon Dust palette. We'll see if I want to pull that in at the end. TikTok, I don't know at the current moment that this video is here. TikTok has been doing a crazy deal where you could get both of these from ABH, the Spice and Sugar palette for $30, like together. I don't know if that's still happening, but check out your TikTok, and it's from the ABH store as well. What I'll do, I'll link my TikTok sharing about it in the description box. Click on that and then click on the deal that it's linked to, and if it says $30 then the deal is still running. But that is a really good deal to pick those up. I also saw they had another one where it was 4 of these palettes, the other 2, the Modern Renaissance and Soft Glam, of those 9 pan palettes, it was like $58 for all 4. I don't understand TikTok Shop, but I know that those are legit deals. So I've used a lot more of Spice than I have Sugar, so I definitely want to use Sugar today. So let's start off with just this light pink. I want to see how it hits against my skin. It's definitely lighter and brighter, so I'm gonna not be afraid to kind of circle that in here. And again, guys, I'm getting all of these emails about early access for Black Friday sales. Huh? It's Monday, November 18th. I don't know. I don't want to be like that old person complaining because things are different nowadays. I actually do think it's very nice that you can really plan out what you want and have these sales ahead of time, but it's also very overwhelming and it takes away from the spirit of Black Friday, which I used to live for as a child. Anyways, let me not complain. Let's go in with this shade right next to it. I'm gonna circle that back and forth. It has just a little bit more depth. These are really good quality. I like them. I just wish the packaging felt a little bit more high-end. Smaller brush. This is really nice and cool toned. I'm debating. There's some good colors in here to play with. ABH does a good shadow. Do you guys remember when ABH was the it eyeshadow brand? And this was the era that eyeshadow brands were it. Everybody was fiending for a new eyeshadow palette. Oh gosh, those were the days. See, I am an old person now, reminiscing on how times have changed. But let me tell you, these kids don't know the eyeshadow looks we would wear out, the effort and time we would put into eyeshadow back in the day. Okay, I'm gonna stop here. I'm gonna just build up this pink a little bit more. I like that it's popping through. Do I want to be sweet and springy? But I kind of want to test this blue. This one came broken for me, but I pressed it back in because they're very, very soft. Ooh, that's so pretty. Oh my gosh. And I'm not a blue lover. Not one bit. But I just feel like this is the heart of the palette. So I wanted to use it as the focal point. I'm going to go back in with my small brush. And we're going to kind of bring this charcoal beige shade back. And then the inner corner, let's do the pink to tie in the crease color. Yeah, I feel like this is a good representation of the palette. I'm not going to do anything surprising on the lower lash line. Just kind of use the shades I've already used. Take a pencil brush into this pink. This is a bit bigger of a pencil brush than I wanted, but we're going to be careful. Just pressing that on the inner corner of the lower lash. And a little bit of the blue. Just a touch. It doesn't need to be like crazy. And then lastly, I want to try this shade. It's like a dark purple as my eyeliner. And I set my under eyes and everything. So I'm going to try to be careful since the ABH formula is very, very loose. Like I already have some fallout. Not my smartest move. With ABH, as much as I love their formula, it is looser pressed than a lot of others. So it can get a little messy. I didn't pick up any mascaras. So let me go hunting for a random one. So my mascara is drying, and then I just added an inner corner wing. I was debating what lips because I bought 2 holiday lip sets during the sale. I really like this Merit one because it has limited edition shades and a limited edition finish. But I pulled a color from the Ilia Lip Sketch Trio, which I really love this formula, and I think these sizes are great. I just think Rose Dough will go with my look today. So, I mean, I'm very familiar with this formula. I probably should play with the Merit lip colors a little bit more, but I want to use this. I just like this. If you have small lips like me, this is perfect to shape your lips and fill in, and it's nice and small. And it's really good for drawing in a shape. And it's like one and done. Though my lips, yeah, a bit dry. Does this lip color go? It's fine, but I don't know what vision I had, but it wasn't this. Anyways, I do love this formula because it's like very quick for me to do. I don't even know that this video was necessary before the speed reviews, but I wanted to get ready today, and today for me was a testing day. Every day is a testing day for me, but it was a testing day specifically for my Sephora haul. No, JK. I have one more thing that I'm gonna do. I repurchased a Shiseido eyelash curler. I have had mine for 15 plus years, so I finally got a new fresh one, and you guys, I have been using this nonstop. It's one of the best eyelash curlers ever for my eye shape. I think when it comes to lash curlers, eye shape play a huge role. I have a little bit of like a flatter eye. My eye doesn't bulge out very much, and this is a flatter shape, so it's really, really nice to get to the root of the lash so that they can stick as high as possible, which that might not have looked impressive to you, but it looks good to me. This saves me from not needing to put on falsies. I'm a falsie girl, I love falsies, but I like to do a little test of this first to see if I still want falsies after I curl my lashes, and I think for today, this is enough. This is gorgeous. If you're on the market for a new lash curler, this Shiseido one is so good. It's a classic. It's been a bestseller for years and years and years. So this is the final look. Honestly, looks really good other than the color of my Pat McGrath concealer. But today I'm just going to wear this makeup and see how they wear, observe what looks good after a few hours on the face, and make sure you guys are subscribed to my channel because I will be back giving you a final review of these products as I continue to wear them. If I had to predict, I think the video will be up next week. And there's a lot of stuff that I did purchase from Sephora that I didn't put on in today's video, so I'm going to be testing those products as well. But let me know how you guys like these videos. Do you like me testing products a little bit more, even though it can seem a bit repetitive on my channel? I post so often that I feel like it's okay, but I don't know. I've also read that I'm too repetitive with the products that I talk about, but I talk about a lot of products, at least. Okay, anyways, I might even cut that out. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you aren't already, make sure you're subscribed to get more content of me talking about these products amongst many, many others. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye guys, have a good one.